What's up, guys? It's Kyle again with GTOM Knives and Gear, and today we're going to be talking about this offering from Spyderco, the Yojimbo 2. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. All right, today we're going to be talking about this guy, Spyderco Yojimbo 2. This is a very interesting knife. People look at this and are like, whoa, what the heck is that? And I did the same thing whenever I first saw it on, but I really was intrigued. I thought it was a cool knife. A little history behind the knife. This thing is designed by Michael Janage, and he is a professional defense trainer. So he uses knives for self-defense. He designed this for that purpose. And you guys know, because we've talked about this before on the channel, I am not a knife fighter. I'm not a personal defense guy. You know, I carry a firearm for my defense, and hopefully we'll never have to use a knife for defense. But I have carried blades for personal defense just in case the time arises. And but I don't know what I'm doing. Probably get myself killed. But anyway, this is what this knife is designed for, but I plan on using this thing for EDC kind of task and not for personal defense. Now, because this was designed for personal defense, you know, you can see, look at the handle shape on this guy is very interesting, very unique. But I have to say it is super ergonomic for my hand size anyway. This is the natural grip. I think this is called a saber grip. That goes for me. If I grip it like this, it works fine. But natural hand position for this is where my thumb rests in this little thumb ramp, and it does an excellent job there. This huge Wharncliffe blade. I love Wharncliffe blades. The materials used for this is, of course, the regular Spyderco G10 handles. You have an S30V blade, and this one is made in Colorado, planet Earth. The liners on this guy are embedded into the scales, and I really like it when they do that. You can see that liners goes full liners, open construction. You know, the barrel spacers there. This one is one that does not have a lanyard hole. I'm not a huge fan of lanyards. I do have them on one knife, and I think I plan on putting it on another knife for a particular purpose. But, you know, a lot of people complain about Spyderco putting lanyard holes in there and sacrificing on pocket clip. This one is wearing the Spyderco spoon clip, which works fine. I have noticed that here lately I really enjoy the Spyderco wire clip, but this does work fine. This one is going to stick out of your pocket by quite a bit, but that is by design because, you know, to be able to grab it really fast out of your pocket and get it in deployment for self-defense. This one also uses the compression lock, which you guys know, I love the compression lock. It is a very fidgety knife because of the compression lock, and I can spider flick this thing, and it's so much fun to do. The detent on this, when I first got it, the detent seemed to be a little strong, but I'll be honest with you, I like the detent on this thing more than most of my other Spydercos. It's a little bit, takes a little bit more oomph to be able to spidey flick it, but it fires out there really fast. So that's also probably by design. The other thing I really like about this is not just the Wharncliffe style blade, but this is a hollow grind. I love a hollow grind. Reason I like a hollow grind because it really thins out that edge, and it makes for an excellent slicer. A lot of people look at this blade and was like, hey, that looks just like a big box cutter. Well, okay, yeah. It's a big box cutter. Now, you can also see, because of the blade shape and the hollow grind, that tip is super, super tiny, thin. So this is not one that, this is designed to stab and to cause damage, but it's not something that I would just really start stabbing into anything that wasn't flesh, I guess, because it would do a great job of that. But that thin little tip, looks like it would probably be easy to damage the tip if you were to do that. Let's go ahead and pull out some size comparisons. Here is your PM2 you know what? I did not get my PM3 out. There we go. Here is your PM3 or Para 3. Geez, I keep doing that. So as you can see, as far as size wise, the military is, the paramilitary 2 is just a little bit longer. The Para 3 is just a little bit shorter. So it's kind of a medium sized knife when it comes to these. So it's, you know, it's actually really easy to carry. Here it is against the Benchmade Griptilian. You know, around the same size. You get more blade length on the Griptilian than you do on the Yojimbo, but we'll go over those specs in a minute. Next to just another large knife by Spyderco. Here's the Amalgam. Really love the Amalgam. But as you can see, the Amalgam just dwarfs the Yojimbo. So, as far as overall length, this thing is about 7.5 inches. The blade length is about 3 1/8, and then you have full cutting edge of just under 3 inches at 2.95, and you got a blade thickness of about 160 thousandths. So you got a pretty good chunk of metal here, but with the hollow grind, it makes for a very thin edge, like I said. So that thin or that beefy stock is not a problem. Let's go ahead and see what this thing weighs, because with these materials, about 4.1 ounces. So a lot of people will be like, it's too much. Yeah, you know, it's really not that bad in pocket. It goes in the pocket really well, actually, and I don't really feel it that much. You know, with the G10 and steel liners, you know, it does have a little bit of weight to it, but I like that in my knives. Oh, excuse me. So the philosophy behind this is, you know, self-defense, but it makes for this blade is really made for utility. I mean, you can slice everything with this. I mean, you don't have a huge long blade or cutting length, and I really wish they'd have made a sharpening choil there. They did not. That would have made things a little easier. And then mine came, just so see if you can see the discoloration on the tip. Yeah, so I think they got this edge just a little too hot on that initial grind. So I expect this knife to be a little chippy with that S30V. If you haven't seen my last video, it was about my experience with the Shaman and the S30V, where it chipped on me a little bit, doing something that I might not have should have been doing with a knife, but I was just testing the blade out. So with this being such a thin profile, and that tip being so thin, that worries me just a little bit, that discoloration, that they heated it up. So it might take about 3 or 4 sharpenings to get to the good steel to where this edge retention would be. Now, I don't know if everybody else, let me know if you have a Yojimbo and you had this come up, and you had a little bit of discoloration on the edge where it looks like they burned it on the grinding process. Let me know. I would like to know if that's a normal thing, or if mine just happened to be like that. But anyway, here's the overview of the Spyderco Yojimbo 2. I really like this knife, guys. This is a wicked looking blade. It's different, but it's ergonomic and does things quite well. It's got a little bit of a thin tip, but I can live with that. Not really stabbing much things anyway. I'm mainly slicing, and this thing is a very good slicer. But anyway, if you like this kind of content, hit me up, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and if you like this kind of content, stay tuned. We are going to be doing a lot more knife and gear reviews. I keep saying I'm going to do more gear reviews, and I haven't. I keep doing knives because I love knives, but all that stuff is coming, guys. I really appreciate it, and we will see you in the next one.